Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1.
Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of From the Rough, America's favorite golf podcast. And when I say America, I mean all of America.
True.
My neighbor. All of my neighbor America. You need to be on the other side. I like that a lot
Thank
better.
you. I appreciate it. I'm good on that. I'm good on that opposite side.
Yes.
It shows my good hair.
I don't know what that's about.
I see this. All right. Where's your hat? First off, where's your hat?
Wait,
Thank you.
which one? Am I going black or am I going red this week?
How about both? How about red? Let's start with red. That's black.
I'm sorry. It's backwards.
That's exactly right. Everything I say you don't listen to anyway, so you're going to do whatever you want.
I do whatever I want. Welcome into the show. We are From the Rough here on FanStream Sports. We appreciate everybody tuning in here. Special thanks to our sponsors, of course, turflifeclub.com, Golf Central Magazine over at golfcentralmag.com. Special thanks to them, as well as Orca Golf at orca-golf.com. If you're in the market for a new golf bag, head over to orca-golf.com. Either check out one of their bags from their catalog or have them make you something special. They'll do custom-made stuff for you over there with your logos and colors and all that good stuff. Orca-golf.com. We appreciate them very much. Johnny, it's a very special week for us as we get into Nelson Week here in the DFW area. And you and I went out to TPC Craig Ranch yesterday and walked the grounds a little bit and got to see some of the guys on their practice rounds and kind of what condition the course was in. You were pretty impressed with the condition of the course, weren't you?
Yeah, it was one of those cool things. You know, I played that golf course so many times. You know, it's just right down the street. You know, it's 5 miles from here in Frisco, so it's right down the street, and kind of took those back corners. But yeah, I mean, listen, the golf course, obviously what it's supposed to be. I mean, it's a PGA Tour event. It's a members golf course there, so they probably haven't had any members play that place for, 3 or 4 days a week anyway. So they're getting it prepped and ready. The weather here has been a little bit of challenging, like today. I mean, yesterday it was warm when we were out there, right? It was a little bit overcast, but it was warm. And then today we got some rain today and probably high of, 75 degrees. So, you got this fickle weather here, just like you do here in DFW. And, these guys see it all the time when it comes to that. So, yeah, the golf course in good shape. It's kind of, the Bermuda's kind of sprouting, right? It's that time of year where the weather is, warm here and that Bermuda's kind of sprouts up. So, yeah, I was impressed how good the golf course really looked. I think this is yesterday was kind of your first time being out in a PGA Tour event, and I kind of watched you kind of meander around a little bit and how big your eyes were, and you didn't really realize how big of a spectacle of a PGA Tour event it was. And this isn't really one of the bigger tournaments on the PGA Tour, but I really liked it. I mean, you were like a little kid in the candy store, man. I was excited to see how you were out there. You're like, really, all the big grandstands and all this stuff like that. So, listen, we had a cool experience yesterday to kind of take you out there for your first time for a tour event. And, with our media access, it gives us a little bit more insight to the guys. Hell, I think you like those meatballs in the media center more than you like anything else.
What was that? The bratwurst that we had too? I don't know if that was bratwurst or some other kind of German sausage or something, but man, those meatballs were as big as my head.
Yeah. They feed us good. They feed us good in there. I was looking for the beer in there, but we had to buy those $14 beers. We only had 2. So no, it was cool. Yesterday wasn't very crowded. Some of the guys are still kind of getting in a little bit from last week's tournament, and it's not really a big field for the bigger names, but it's still a PGA Tour event, guys. And it was really cool. We didn't quite get to the range, but we kind of sat there on 6 and 7.
Yep.
Long par 3 there. Kind of watched them come up on 18 a little bit, 9, 18. So yeah, it was a good day to kind of get your feet wet there, and I was glad I was there with you. I thought you really, it was a kind of overwhelming experience initially for you.
Well, and I'd been to tour events before, but probably not this century. It's probably the 90s was the last time I was hanging out at the Byron Nelson when it was in Irving, out in Las Colinas, and the Colonial. I hadn't been there in probably 20 years, and it just amazes me. Of course, I see him on TV every week. the size of the grandstands and the suites and when you got the stadium hall. Speaking of stadium halls, we've got one for the first time here this week.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that a little bit on number 17. And it's hard for me to imagine all of those are temporary structures, that we're looking at, and especially, the media center. It's like a building, and you wouldn't know it was a temporary structure if you didn't already know. I mean, it's crazy. It's like engineering.
It's like, that you go to concerts and stuff, all like big event concerts. It's like that, really. I mean, on a bigger stage, the concert part, you only have to really structure it in one kind of entity. When you go to a PGA Tour event like this, these big structures there's probably 10 of them on the golf course that they really have to do. And an amazing job to that staff out there, the PGA Tour staff. You didn't really say anything yesterday when we were kind of driving back, but did you really notice how many people are just out there that are working, trying to make this event, as good as it is? And that's every week on the PGA Tour, man. This is what they do. This is why the viewership of the PGA Tour is so great, and this is why so many people now follow golf. And you and I had that conversation yesterday. It was like, this is the Tiger effect. Yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, when you saw those events in the 90s, Tiger wasn't really that predominant. He didn't move the needle like he used to. But this is the Tiger effect, how much money is out there. And this is a grand production, man. And, like I said, not demeaning this tournament this week, the Byron Nelson. But, this is one of the, smaller tier events, and it's still super impressive.
Yeah, we were kind of parked there on, number 6, the 232-yard par 3 that, we saw Luke List come through on his practice round. We saw Steven Yeager on his practice round.
Yeah.
A couple of other guys that were playing with them and, with their caddies. And, it was kind of cool just sitting back. And we were right there next to the tee box. We were hearing their entire conversations as they were prepping for the hole and kind of discussing strategy and the wind and, things for the week. And it was just kind of cool to hear those guys and hear what goes through their mind and the process of, and like you mentioned, where the tee markers were yesterday when we were there is not going to be where they're going to be for sure tomorrow and Friday, as they'll move them up quite a bit. But I mean, it was 232 to the pin, and those guys just took out their 4 irons, and I think List had a 5 iron even.
He had a 5 or 6. I think Bo Van Pelt had a 6 iron.
Man, just crushed it, just effortless.
Yeah, and it just goes to show that how good these guys are, how impact was. And I think a little bit when we were kind of walking up, I kind of pointed, and you kind of said a little bit, it's like, who is that? Who is that? He was just a big dude sitting on the tee, and it was Hideki Matsuyama.
Yeah,
I said, I told you didn't realize how big he is, and some of these guys, how big and smaller they are, because you can't tell on TV. Yeah. But Hideki's a monster, man. And you were like,
holy, thick, man. He's got the broadest shoulders I've seen out there, in a long time from somebody.
I mean, he's 6'2", 6'2", 6'3", just big, thick guy. And you're like, holy shit, I was like, I told you that's Hideki. He's big. And then some of these guys are kind of walking through. Obviously you can't tell on TV, just like a lot of these other athletes, you can't really tell on TV. But no, it was a cool experience, and you're a kid in the candy store out there, man. So I like that experience for you.
Yeah, I can't wait till tomorrow. During live action, it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be hanging out on 17. If anybody's out there tomorrow, find us, tweet us, and let us know. We'll be happy to come say hello. Maybe have a beer with you. Have a $13-14 beer with you.
On you, you can buy it for us because we're not gonna buy any more.
On you for sure. Find us and buy us a beer like we talked about on the last episode. If you see
we won't turn it away. I promise we will not turn it away. So even if you want to like Venmo us or something or give us a voucher, we can do that too.
We'll do that too. Yeah, we'd be happy to hang out with you though. Yeah. So it is the week before the second major of the season. So there are a lot of guys that are gone that are not playing this week, unfortunately. One guy that is playing this week is Scotty Scheffler, world number 2. We saw him out there for a little bit. Didn't get to watch him do too much. Yeah. But he was out there prepping as we saw him as we were leaving. And he's been off for 3 weeks. So he hadn't played. He hadn't played competitively in 3 weeks. I'm sure he's played. But what do we expect from Scotty Scheffler? I mean, it's home. He's here. He's going to have a lot of friends and family out here watching, hanging out with him during the off time. Does a 3-week layoff like that, does that hurt or help somebody like him?
I don't know. That's a good question. It's kind of like these guys. I know he's got this big stretch run like that what Jordan had. So he's going to play this week. Obviously the PGA, obviously the Colonial, and then Memorial. So he's got 4 weeks off. He's got 4 weeks on. Probably skip Canada, and then you have the U.S. Open. So he's got this 4 week stretch, and that 3 week stretch that he off is probably needed more so to rest his body. But these guys have been practicing. The thing with Scotty Scheffler, he's probably played this golf course more than anybody out there that's playing in the field. Any of these Texas guys that's kind of grew up here in Dallas, they know this golf course like the back of their hand.
Yeah.
So, a lot of prep work for him, probably not. I mean, he's not really doing a lot of prep work. The 3 weeks off kind of going into here. It's probably best for him kind of getting ready for the rest of the year. But that being said, I'm not saying that, he's going to kind of go through the motions this week, but these guys, obviously these guys got grind, but it's not going to be like the grind that he's going to have next week. Maybe he's going to work on a few things in tournament conditions. And that's why I don't really like him on the card this week, just because how much is he really going to be grinding? He's going to be grinding because he wants to win a golf tournament, hometown, things like that. But how much, if he's kind of out of the mix, right, a little bit, how much is he going to kind of get ready for next week? So that's why I didn't really put him on our card. And you asked me that question. Why isn't Scotty on your card? Well, that's kind of why. Yeah,
again, it's been off for 3 weeks, like you said. Yeah. So that's and you don't know how he's going to come back from that. But again, he's at home. We talked about this with Jordan. Of course, Jordan withdrew with an injury, I guess he's been dealing with, and that might explain some of his poor play here the past few weeks. We certainly hope he gets right and he'll try to be ready for the PGA for sure. But all the distractions that come along with playing in your hometown, we talked about that for Jordan, but it rings true for Scotty too.
Yeah.
And with sponsorship stuff going on all the time that you're not on the golf course, you're being pulled in different directions to do different things for sponsors, for family, for whatever. So it's really hard to pick a guy when he's at home. He's a fan favorite, so you like to see him do well, but it's real hard to pick somebody when he's playing on his home course in his hometown. Now he does lead the world the last 3 months in total strokes gained still. So, if he's going to win, I kind of feel like it's going to come down to his putter, and you just never know with him if he's going to putt well or not. But man,
I've had a few people kind of send me some texts and stuff or emails on chat lines and stuff. It's like, do you really think Jordan Spieth withdrew? Or is he just getting ready for the majors? Blah blah blah. And it's like, no. It's like, listen, AT&T is a big sponsor, right? His obligations to them are massive. So you really know Jordan is hurt. Just if he's withdrawing from here, he's hurt. If he needed some rest, he would probably take Colonial off because that's not a elevated field event. And then going to Murfield, the place that he loves, the elevated field event, he can't miss that one. So, it was certainly a warranted injury from Jordan if he's not playing this week at the Byron Nelson AT&T.
KH Lee is the only guy in the field that's actually won at this course competitively.
Yeah.
He is back. And
this is where he played. He lives here. This is where he lives, and this is where he practiced. So, obviously, the golf course is, not to get too much of the golf course yet, but it's right in front of you. Listen, it is. It's a bigger ballpark than you think. The rough's not up like we saw yesterday. The weather's been kind of spotty the last couple of years when KH Lee's won, and this home cooking for him, man. So, no surprise. Like I said, I don't have him in his card. It's very rarely you got a three-peat, right?
Right.
On any place on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, and of course, Lee's won the last two here, 2022 and 2021. Lee's two President's Cup teammates, Tom Kim and Siwoo Kim, who are both also Dallas residents, will be looking to play well. You've got Hideki Matsuyama back after he spent some time in Japan to treat that neck injury he's been dealing with. And that's a big dude, man. I'm telling you, that is a big dude.
You were shocked. You were shocked.
I was shocked. I was like, that's not him.
I said, dude, I'm telling you how big he is. And you're like, who? Wow. You thought he was like one of those big wrestlers, Japanese wrestlers.
Yeah,
like
sumo wrestler.
Yeah. Like
he's not fat enough for that, like I am.
Who's the baseball player that plays for the Angels, pitches and hits? Matsuyama or not Matsuyama, but
Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. Shohei Ohtani's a big guy, man.
Yeah, he's a big dude too.
Yeah, you were. I got a big kick out of you because you kind of walked up. And you're like, who in the hell is that?
That's a
said,
big
dude. That's Matsuyama. I said, dude, I told you he was a big. He's like, holy shit.
I didn't know guys that big could play golf.
Oh, look how big Bo Van Pelt was. You're a little shocked how big Bo Van Pelt was.
And I was a little shocked at how old he looks now too.
Yeah, well, he is old.
Lord.
He's turning almost as old as you, dude. So he's getting up there.
He got was out there. He was playing with Steven Yeager, right?
Yeah,
that pairing that we saw in their caddies there when we saw them hitting on 6.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the course is in great shape. So I'm real excited as they get things teed off for tomorrow. 6:50 a.m. local time, by the way, is the first tee time. I don't know if I'm gonna be up quite that early watching it. But we've got some other guys in the field as well that are all looking for their first victories of the season. Terrell Hatton, Jason Day, Adam Scott, Taylor Montgomery. All these guys are playing really well, but have yet to win. So looking at the course, it's the TPC Craig Ranch right out here in McKinney. Like you said, it's like 5 miles from your condo, right? And right around the corner from me. To par 71, which I hate. 7,468 yards. Johnny, the purse this week, $9.5 million.
Yeah, you're still playing for, you're not playing for peanuts. I mean, it's real money. It spins. I mean, so it's a real golf tournament. So you just because you don't have the field that's what you think it is of the star-studded names, you're still going to have a great champion here, and you're still going to have a guy that can really golf his golf ball. I'm kind of looking at some of those guys that, did you know who Case Lee was before he won 2 years ago? And that's kind of probably not, right? So I'm kind of looking at some of those guys maybe this week that's getting some opportunities, some starts that really can make kind of life-changing an opportunity for him. And that's kind of some of the guys I like on my card.
We talked about the revamped number 17, the par 3 there at TBC Craig Ranch. They've got a brand new feature here. It's called Ranch 17, put out by the Salesman Club of Dallas, the nonprofit organization that hosts the tournament. And they've got all the hospitality tents all located along 17 now in the form of a stadium. And they're trying to mimic what's out at Phoenix. As a matter of fact, the same guy designed it that designed the one out in Phoenix. And this is one of the things I'm most excited to go check out because, man, I absolutely love the stadium holes. And they're hoping this is going to be, a fixture from now on out there every year. They said that they're moving the tents that were previously located around the tee box and just around the green as Craig Ranch hosted the first 2 Nelsons out here. Or the last 2 years as they hosted the Nelson, but they're going to change it for 2023, expand the spectator capacity, as well as expanding the hospitality and the sponsor capacity out there. It includes a new set of bleachers behind the green and 41 new hospitality units. That brings the total to 145 hospitality units along the whole. 6,000 room for 6,000 spectators just on 17 at any given time.
Yeah, no, that's great. I mean, this is a city kind of like Phoenix that, they love their party and they like to have fun, especially the weather is going to be really nice this week, it looks like. So, yeah, good move on them, right? It's trying to bring out more people. And if you look at that Craig Ranch area, it's a community area also. So there's a lot of places on that golf course that people can just sit through, especially on 18, some of those holes. You have some condos and some homes people could really – kind of watch, but what a great addition when you try to bring those hospitality tents out there, bring more people around the area to come. And you look at this area, this McKinney, this Frisco, this Plano, all these areas prosper. I mean, this is where all the money is in Dallas these days, man. So for them to make this effort to try to bring more fans up this north. I mean, those guys from Dallas, and it's a 30-45 minute drive. They're probably not coming. They're more up to maybe go over to Colonial, but good addition, man, to make them a more of a spectator scenario right there on 17, man. I'm looking forward to seeing that tomorrow.
The Salesman Club's release said that the Ranch 17 pays tribute. The title of it pays tribute to the late Byron Nelson, of course, a 52-time winner on the tour and the namesake of this tournament. Going back to before he did, his dream was to own a ranch. And of course, with his winnings and stuff, he was able to do that. He purchased a big ranch outside here in Dallas after he retired, and he lived there on that ranch until he died in 2006. But they're trying to mimic the Waste Management Phoenix Open at TPC Scottsdale. They're the 16th at the big stadium, which is cool because, that new stadium outline, that's part of their logo now, which is really cool. I'm not, one to wear tournament specific, logo apparel, but man, I'd love to have a hat with that, with that on it, or
it
a
was
shirt.
Cool.
I just love that new logo.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm real excited to see out there, and we'll be hanging out a lot tomorrow out on 17 in and around that whole area. We're going to get into the odds for everybody and talk about Johnny's picks coming up. We're going to take a quick break. We are from the rough right here on FanStream Sports. We'll be back after this.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Hey, you like golf? There's a good chance you do because I said so. But what do you need playing golf? Well, you need clubs. Right? Clubs, you need balls. The thing that people don't usually think about is that golf bag. And that's what most people see when they look at your golf clubs, like right off the bat. And if you've got a raggedy bag, it's not doing you any favors, bud. So get you a new bag. Go over to orca-golf.com. Orca-golf.com. Why are you going there? You're going there because you want a golf bag, but you want one that's kind of screams you. So you want to pick the colors. Well, you can use your own custom colors. Maybe you have a logo in mind. Maybe it's your logo. You're like Prince. You just have a symbol. That's the case. Dude, you can get your logo on there. Your name, just get it done exactly like what you want it done. By actual designers. Nothing goes out of their factory without the approval of the founder, Erica Bennett, who is just brilliant. We've seen some of her bags. We've got one of them actually in the studio. You know what? Dude, it looks good. If you want other people to look at your golf setup and go, man, that just screams Frank. You want that? Then go over to orca-golf.com. Do yourself a favor and use the promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. I'll say that again, DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. So do it today because Orca Golf is the best choice in the game.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
What is up, podcast listeners? IndyCarTim here to tell you about our friends over at the Highlands Performance Golf Center, North Dallas's premier golf practice facility. Do you play golf? You think you play golf well, but your friends tell you otherwise? Do you want to get better and show off to your friends? Win all of that money that you're not supposed to be gambling on each hole on the weekends when you're out losing at golf. Head over to the Highlands Performance Golf Center and they will get you up to speed. They are North Dallas's premier golf practice facility and performance center. Between their 400-yard all-season driving range and short game areas, cutting-edge technology, and award-winning instructors, they've got everything you need to play your best golf game ever. They're open 7 days a week with convenient hours so you can practice on your time. And yes, this is family fun for everyone. Get your family involved. Bring them over to enjoy the 18-hole par 3 mini golf course. It's newly renovated and beautifully landscaped and designed to challenge players of all skills and abilities. They offer junior programs and summer camps for kids who show an interest in the game of golf. So come on out and explore all the family-friendly fun at the Highlands Performance Golf Center, conveniently located in Carrollton on Trinity Mills in between Marsh and Midway. Head on over there, get you some apparel, get you some equipment, get you some lessons to make your game better, or just go over for some family fun. They'd love to see you over there. We'll see you over there at highlandspgc.com, or you can give them a call, 972-733-4111. We'll see you there. Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7 day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you.
Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the aforementioned FanStream Sports and From the Rough, America's favorite golf podcast. Live here from the Dallas FanStream Sports Studios. I'm IndyCarTim. That is John Gerber, and we were getting you ready for the 2023 Byron Nelson tournament. We just discussed kind of the players that are coming out, who's there, who's not. The new stadium feature on hole number 17 that I cannot wait. This first place we're going to go see tomorrow, Johnny, when we get there for sure.
Well, I just got a phone call. On break, and just to confirm that they did have that stadium out there, and you know who I'm talking to, and you know what he said. He's like, you might as well come into the stadium thing, Daddy. So you know who that is. Everybody knows when I make that
Everybody
comment.
knows who that is.
You know who that is. So I can't say it on the air because you'll probably charge me for using his name or
Yeah,
something. So I'm gonna
he
leave
will.
that. So yeah, confirmed. So we're gonna have some pretty good access on top of our media stuff tomorrow to sit out there on 17, kind of get the full experience. So yeah, looking forward to that tomorrow.
So just a quick question for you, Johnny. I'd like to know how much for me to sneak a golf ball in, sneak a club in, any club you want. Oh, let's see. 17's a par 3. What's the
Can we
distance?
stop?
Do we know what that is?
Can we stop?
No. I need a number. I need a figure from you. For me to sneak a club and a ball over there, and in between groups while we're hanging out there at 17, for me to just tee up and hit a ball off of the tee box there.
The cost is whatever it costs you to get out of jail, because you'll be arrested a lot of ways and you'll be charged with a lot of things. So whatever it ever costs for all those things, your legal fees. So let's just basically say it's like a DUI.
Well, I mean, I'll probably be a little bit liquored up anyway.
And you probably get that also. Let's just
Get it. Driving while intoxicated.
There it is.
See?
There it is. There
Golf
it is.
driving.
There it is.
But can you imagine the sponsor exposure, though, if I've got my Turf Life hat on, I've got a From the Rough FanStream Sports shirt on, and I'd be on camera everywhere.
I certainly don't believe what all the people say is, all advertising is good advertising, because it's probably not really how I want to go about doing this.
No such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah, but actually there is. So, are you going to be that guy that just goes on the football field naked? Is that who you want to be?
I mean, I could. How much to do that? It's trying to find funding here.
Probably 3 times what a DUI cost.
And we can shoe polish Turf Life all over my body.
So we'll have to talk to my partner about Turf Life if she really wants us to do that. She might go for it, knowing her.
Yeah,
it might be the greatest thing ever. She might be like, yeah, go ahead. But I'm not going to go ahead. I'm not going to authorize that. How about that? Let's just keep that money in our pocket, because you know who's going to have to pay for that if you get in trouble? Your guy on the other side of the screen here. So we'll figure that one out.
That's why I was asking.
I appreciate it. So that's
all right. We'll figure it out. We'll post it on social media exactly when and where I'm going to be doing stuff out there.
Okay.
Acting a fool. My first time in 20-something years out at a PGA Tour event. Might be my last.
Yeah. I hope not, but yeah, it could be very easily.
Hey,
I had to get you off. I thought you were going to try to hit a golf ball on 6T there. You got right on the tee box and taking pictures. I was like, there's difference between inside the ropes and on the tee. So you might want
anybody there.
Well, that doesn't matter. The security guards are there.
Man, they didn't care.
They thought you were Harry Higgs out there.
Cross between Harry Higgs and Terrell Hatton.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
beard. Yeah, there you go. So let's get into the odds here just a little bit. These odds by Caesar Sportsbook for the 2023 AT&T Byron Nelson. Of course, number one on the list, back after 3 weeks, as we mentioned, with 7-2 odds, Mr. Scotty Scheffler. Apparently, CBS Sports really likes the way he's constructed his schedule with that rest. He should be well rested now. Of course, he's getting ready for, like everybody else is, for the PGA Championship next week. But he's got to come out and maybe work on a few things before he heads out there. But over the last 3 months, he's gaining north of 3 strokes per round on the field, primarily through ball striking. And if he's going to be a contender this week, again, like I mentioned earlier, I think he's got to have the putter cooperating. And you just never know with a guy that's been off for 3 weeks, how he's going to react to that.
Right. Yeah. You hit it right on the head, right? It's all predicated on how well he putts. This golf course is, you were kind of a little shocked yesterday on how hilly it was for here in Dallas. But, like I said, this guy knows this place. They haven't really done anything different, to the green. So he knows this place green wise. All the par fives he can get home into pretty easily. So it's going to be predicated on his putter for sure. The ball striking really doesn't go away a lot for him. It's, there's not a lot of trouble. It's not like it's super tree line. It's a big ballpark when it comes to that, and there's not a lot of rough. So really the only defense, if it gets windy or the weather gets a little bit, the greens aren't going to be super fast just because it could get really windy here and it could blow off the green. So yeah, look for him to play solid. Like I said, there's not a lot of rust for this guy, and it's all going to be predicated on his putting. He's going to hit it. He's going to hit it well no matter what.
And so let me ask you this, just based on what I saw from the course yesterday and the conditions that these guys are going to be looking at over the weekend, I think somewhere between 20, 25, 30 under for a winning score. Is it going to be that low, you think?
It'll be everything you hate.
I do.
Right?
I hate it.
It'll be 25 probably. You're gonna have to get 6-7 a day. It'd be my guess, just because what it is. Now, listen, the worst thing for these guys worst thing for you, that what you don't like, is that if it rains, when you have a soft golf course for these guys, they throw darts, man. So you want it firm and fast. Firm and fast really kind of keeps those scores down. Mm-hmm. But when you have it soft, like it has been here in the last couple of years, you're gonna get that 25, 26, 27 under. So, like I said, it'll be all predicated on the weather here. And, here in Dallas, you never know. You get all 4 seasons in one day here in Dallas, and you potentially could get that this week. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think the score is probably going to be around, when we watch those golf balls, I mean, those guys hitting on fair, there wasn't a lot of roll.
Mm-mm.
If they can firm this place up, I think the scores will be around 20, 22. If it plays soft, it's going to be up a little up over 25.
I hate that more than anything.
Yeah.
Tony, these guys just need to hit off dirt fairways. They have too much of an advantage hitting off in nice courses,
Not true. Not true.
Might not be fun to watch, but they should be hitting off dirt courses.
Oh, these guys are so good they can hit off dirt. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's not like they can't use the tee like all the time like you do, man. So
Oh, we're not supposed to do that?
No.
On your approach shot. On your approach shot from about 140 out, you don't tee it up in the fairway.
It's not top golf. Certainly not top golf.
I mean, very rarely am I still in the fairway when I'm like 140 out. I'm either behind the green or to one side or the other.
And I told you yesterday, we kind of noted, I was like, there's no rough. Like there's no rough.
No.
There's no. So listen, these guys, I mean, if they don't mind wind's easy. They're used to it. They don't like wind and rain.
Right.
But I think it's going to be a little hit and miss. So we'll see. It'll be a little weather predicated, but certainly it's going to be way over 20. Like it'll be between 22 to 28 to be my guess.
All right. Well, we'll see. Man, I hate that. I hate anything over about 18 under. Just, I don't know. Just chaps my hide.
Well, you're not going to remember anyways. You're going to have too many of those $14 beers out there, and you won't
not on Sunday. I ain't going to be out there Sunday.
No,
I'm going to be enjoying watching the final round from a local watering hole that doesn't charge $13 for a can of beer by the way, that got warm after about 8 minutes.
It did get warm. It did get warm. And they don't even have plastic cups. And you can't pay cash. Like,
yeah, so anybody going out there, I mean, this is probably true of any PGA Tour event, but at this point, I'm guessing no cash allowed. You got to pay with a card.
And
So
I
just
even tried
keep
to,
it
I
low.
even tried to grease her and talk to her in Spanish too, and she wasn't having that.
I don't think you know what you said.
Of
You
course she
might,
does.
you might have insulted her mama.
I didn't do that. I would never do that. I love mamas. I ain't gonna do. Why would I do that?
I mean, I'm not on purpose, but it could have been on accident.
No, my Spanish is good.
I tried to talk her out of their little sanitation rag bucket because I wanted her to pour the beer in that and just let me drink it out of that because I didn't want to hold the can.
You can't order buckets of beer to PGA Tour events.
You know what? You should. Maybe they've got them over on 17.
I don't disagree with you. I don't. I mean, we're not at tailgaters. You know, you can't just. Can I have a bucket of Bud Light? And it wasn't
wings
weird.
with my beer.
Wasn't it weird? They only had Michelob.
Yeah, they had Michelob Ultra, and then there had to be a Dallas microbrewery beer, right?
Yeah, but I think Michelob might own that, or the distributor owns that.
It's probably the distributor.
Yeah, they got that stuff on lockdown. But regardless, I'm not paying for it. Just to let the people over at the Byron Nelson TPC Craig Ranch, the PGA Tour, I'm going to tell you right now, $14 beer night is not good.
No,
it's not.
Especially when it's just a regular old 12-ounce beer.
Yeah.
In a can.
I don't really like beer that much.
No, you've been on a Shiner kick, though.
I have been on a Shiner
Drank
kick.
all the Shiner last night after the tournament.
I didn't drink all of the Shiner.
Drank all of the Shiner.
Well, they had 3 of them?
I tried to drink them out of vodka, and you were trying to drink them out of Shiner.
Well, you know, this is a family show, sir. Please
That's the way we go.
Please don't do this.
Hello, Nancy Gerber. Welcome to the show.
She's watching.
Happy birthday to Jerome.
Yeah, birthday yesterday to Jerome. That's how I got my good hair.
Man, I wish I could have had some of that.
No.
At 12-1, Terrell Hatton, as he continues to thrive when conditions are at their most difficult. He put together contention runs at the Arnold Palmer, at the Players Championship, and at the Wells Fargo. And you know, he appears like he's kind of right on the cusp, right, of another win.
No, who? Terrell Hatton?
Yeah.
No, he's out. He's gonna miss the cut.
Man,
he's gonna be at Miko
so.
Sena. He's gonna be at Miko Sena, and then he's gonna go down to the men's club or someplace that he likes to go.
Can we go with him?
The lodge has a very great hospitality tent there, not too far. He's not going to miss the cut, but I don't really look for him to contend. I don't. He's
played well. He's played well in recent weeks.
Yeah, he's played well. I think he's just trying to get some reps in, right, to get ready for next week. So, you know, I don't really like him at all this week. I mean, he's one of the favorites, but I don't like him at all this week.
He ranks 10th in the world right now in total strokes gained over the last 3 months, but fell flat the week before the Masters at the Texas Open. A lot of guys did, in all honesty, there though.
Yeah.
You've got him going flat this week. I've got him. I don't have him on my card, but I'm looking for a top 10 finish from him before going into the PGA. So we'll see.
Sounds like a wager.
Yeah, it's a wager. It's off the side wager there.
Yeah.
At 14-1, your boy Jason Day. He took a few weeks off here before returning to action at Quail Hollow, the site of his last victory in 2018. He showed a lot of rust, and he missed the cut. It marked his first absence from the weekend in 2023 as he rattled off 8 straight made cuts to begin the year. He's 7th in the world right now in strokes gained since the beginning of February, but he has yet to even contend really in any tournament he's played in this year.
Yeah, you look at a guy that, you know, used to live here in Dallas, actually used to practice out there at TPC Craig Ranch when he lived here in Dallas. So he knows the golf course. The golf course hasn't really changed. You know, it's all about, you know, JD, it's all about his health, right? I mean, it looks like he's coming into some pretty good form. You kind of look for him. He's going to play this week. Obviously, next week probably won't play Colonial, and just to get ready for Memorial, take a week off. So I think he's got a little bit of, you know, body management here. I'm not really sure. You lost me off screen there, Champ. You hear me? So that being said, I couldn't hear you. I lost you. You all right?
Yeah, everything's fine. I'm back now.
Okay. Would you sneeze?
I hit the wrong button.
Okay. All right. But no, you look at a guy, you know, he likes this golf course. He likes Dallas, obviously living here, like we said before he moved up to Columbus. So yeah, solid performance. Maybe it wouldn't be surprised if he contended. Again, we'll see how, for him, it'll just be all predicated on how he plays the first couple rounds. If he's kind of squeaking in, kind of middle of the pack after the first 2 rounds, how much is he really going to grind, knowing how tough of a schedule he's going to have probably in the next month. So that's going to be the kind of a case a little bit for a lot of these guys, what they do. If they're kind of in the middle of the pack, are they going to be working on something?
Right.
To get ready for next week at the PGA. So yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I'm a big Jason Day fan. He does everything that I feel is good for the game. So, the golf, there's probably 10, 20 guys out there on the PGA Tour, when they're playing well and they're healthy, that golf is better for, and Jason Day is definitely one of them.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of his too. And I absolutely hate this run that he's been on where he hasn't played well. And I know he's been dealing with some illnesses and some injuries and things like that.
Family issue, mother died last year. There's just a lot of stuff, man. The devil's chasing him a little bit when it comes to that. Just the Columbus area, just knowing him a little bit from Columbus, there's not a bad word that's said about him. He comes out to the golf depot a little bit and practices sometimes. And, you could see him around town. He's just a normal guy. And that's kind of what I like. So, listen, anything good with Jason Day, man, I'm all for.
Yep, he's at 14-1. And then Dallas resident, we talked about him a little bit at the beginning. Tom Kim at 16-1. What are your thoughts on Tom this week?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what else to say. He played okay. He's played okay. Is this kind of run, kind of down a little bit? He's home. He's a resident here now. So, we'll see how he handles it. I think he's going to play solid. I don't think he's got a chance to win. I don't think he has 25, 26, 27 under in his bag.
No.
I don't see it. I mean, he's not a short hitter, but he's not going to dominate these par fives. It's a par 71, so he's not going to dominate the par fives. So you have, 12 par fives. He can get to maybe 1 or 2, not like some of the longer guys. So I don't think he's got the firepower to really get that, mid 20 under par to have a chance to win.
At 18-1, and I thought 16-1 was a little high for him, to be honest. That kind of shocked me a little bit. 18-1, 2-time defending champion KH Lee. When's the last time somebody three-peated? I think that's kind of high for him. I know he's on his game. He's playing well.
Yeah, odds are not in his favor, right? To defend, even though if it's his home course, things like that. I didn't like him in the cards. He's been playing okay, right? He hasn't been playing anything stellar. Nothing really gets me to where I want to put my money on him, especially with the odds of 3-time champion and the short odds too, right? For that guy. So he's not really on my card either.
At 20-1, the gentle giant Hideki Matsuyama.
That's your new Godzilla. That's your Godzilla.
Man,
he's Godzilla.
I feel like that might be a little bit racist making that comparison.
No, it's not. Godzilla.
Whatever you want to do. That's fine.
I think he might be your new favorite golfer.
No, nobody will ever take over John Daly's title as my favorite golfer.
All right.
I don't even know if he's going to take over Max Homa's title as my second favorite golfer.
He texted he tweeted you yesterday. That was a funny story. We were walking in and you sent him a tweet, say, "Hey, I'm going to miss you this week. I'm at the Byron Nelson covering it for FanStream Sports and Golf Central Magazine." And he tweeted me right back.
He goes, "Well, I'm not there." I was like, "I know. That's the whole point. You were supposed to be here so we could have a beer."
Yeah, that was cool. That was fun.
Yeah, he's a good dude. 20-1, Hideki, I kind of feel like he's kind of hard to figure out. Not just this year, but for me, like for a long time, he's just been hard to figure out for me.
Yeah, his health problems a little bit, right? He's just wear and tear on his body, and he just can't stay healthy. So people don't realize here in the United States, Hideki is the most famous person in Japan. Do you know?
Yeah.
Most famous
after winning the Masters for sure.
Famous person in Japan. So, that takes a little bit toll on you. Also, you don't have a lot of private life. So, I don't like him on my card this week, but just for a lot of reasons, health-wise, I don't think he's in really great form.
Yeah, I mean, he had, quality efforts at the Players Championship, the Texas Open, and, of course, at the Masters. But he spent the last month in Japan looking for some medical advice over some things that have been going on with him. So we don't really know about all of that. Apparently he's been indulging in speed training over the last few months in order to keep up with some of these guys that are, long ball hitters on the tour. And that hasn't helped his neck injury,
right?
Undergoing stuff like that. So he finished tied for third here last year with a really, really hot final round. And he's again tuning up for next week for the PGA Championship. So we'll keep an eye on the Gentle Giant, or Godzilla, as Johnny says. Godzilla. I feel like that was racist still.
No, how's that racist? How's Godzilla racist?
Even Colby agrees that was racist.
No, it's not. I'm the least racist person in the world. There's no way that's racist. I like Godzilla.
I'll just figure out Colby's got his headphones on in there, but turn those off.
Oh, he does?
At me. Yeah. Matt Kuchar at 30-1. Your boy Adam Scott at 35-1.
Pass.
And guy that you wanted to talk about, here's your chance. Aaron Wise at 40-1.
Yeah, we saw him a little bit out there. We didn't really catch up with him when he was coming off 5 a little bit. Mm-hmm. Such a great story with Aaron Wise. He took some time off. Knowing who he is as a person, man. He cited some mental health issues. I follow him a little bit down in Austin at the match play. Looked like he was kind of struggling a little bit. The PGA Tour is hard, guys. When you're on your own and you're out there traveling a little bit, it's not all glitz and glamour. When you're kind of alone and you're not playing well, you're not getting the performance that you'd like. So, good for Aaron Wise to kind of know about himself, knowing he needed to take some time off. It's only really been a month, really. So, good for him. I just want to jump in that a little bit, just knowing himself, citing some things that some of these guys potentially may be going through, just not in golf and sports, but for him to come out and say, listen, I just want to be really transparent why I'm doing this, why I'm taking some time off, why I'm withdrawing from some of these tournaments. And, these are stories like that from professional athletes that go unnoticed a lot of times. And I like to where it's a little bit more with some guys like Aaron Wise is coming out and saying, hey, listen, it's tough out here. And, his mental health, he didn't feel like he could not only perform to his quality, to his other people, his fans, things like that. And he's like, man, I just need to take some time off, regroup, refocus on things I really want to do. And, hats off to that guy. It's his first tournament back since then, man. So, I don't know if he's rusty or if he's hitting balls or he's practicing, whatever. But I really like the courage that the guy came out with and say, hey, man, I'm struggling with some things, me personally. And I just want to be transparent why I'm doing it. I'm not hiding. So good for him, man.
Good for him.
Yeah, I like that about these athletes these days, man. They're able to feel confident about themselves to say that. So looking forward, I don't know if he's going to have a good week, but hopefully going forward, man, I'm going to be rooting for the guy.
You're pulling for him for sure. Yeah, helping, remove that ridiculous stigma that's attached to mental health and things like that. And
no one's harder on these guys than themselves, right?
Yeah,
and I've went through it myself, and you got to realize, and I got in this stigma also when I was playing, man. Golf doesn't define them in their own, but 90% of it does. Like you feel so bad when you get done if you have a bad round and golf defines you, and you're all it's not. They're still people, man, and they got their own lives outside of their profession, outside of their jobs, man. But you carry that as a professional athlete, and people out on the outside think that, hey, man, listen, you're defined by what you do in your sport. That's not true, and it's hard to get away from that. It's hard to get away from playing a bad round, shooting 74, 75, trying to come back the next day. So. Listen, man, good for him to come out, man. I appreciate that, and I hope it gives inspiration for some of these other athletes.
100%. Also at 40-1 alongside Aaron Wise, Siwoo Kim, Taylor Montgomery, Seamus Power, and Steven Yeager. We saw Steven Yeager out there yesterday, hit the ball pretty well. So we'll just see. It's break time one more time, our final break of the show. Then we're going to come back with our picks, Johnny's picks and his best bets as we get into the best bets and picks for the Byron Nelson this weekend, starting tomorrow out there at TPC Craig Ranch. We are from the Rough. I'm Tim. That's Johnny. We'll be back after this.
Hello, sports fans. FanStream Sports.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
All right, guys, time to talk a little bit about Turf Life. You've seen the hats on our heads. You've been or seen the video of the studio. You've seen that the decals are all over the place. Turf Life. Man, it's the brand that salutes the consumer and industry players everywhere whose lives involve turf. What does that mean? That means if you play or have a business, or, maybe you're a sports educator, you're going to be on turf at some point. So you live the turf life. So go ahead and tell everybody you live the turf life by having your Turf Life window decal, or, the hat or the keychain or the something. Along that lines, just go to turflifeclub.com and become a turf head. That's what it's called when you live the turf life. You're now a turf head. And you can go join the club today, snag that window decal, or snag any other special Turf Life accessories, and go over there to that website, which is turflifeclub.com, and get your stuff and show everybody that, man, I'm all about that turf life. And then you just kind of raise your coffee mug at them and go, yeah, turf life, baby. That's what it's about. And then that's the end of the commercial. Ding. That means it's done in microwave talk.
Hello, golf friends. It's IndyCarTim from the Rough. I want to take just a minute here and tell you about our new friends over at Orca Golf. They make high-quality PGA Tour grade golf bags, and they're the best in the business. They're the real deal. They're the best bags I've ever seen. They even designed a bag for the Golden Bear himself, Jack Nicklaus. Head over to orca-golf.com and pick up a great bag from their catalog, or let them customize one just for you. You can use your own custom colors, your own logo, you name it. You work with actual designers, and nothing goes out without the approval of founder Erica Bennett. She's just brilliant. Visit orca-golf.com. That's orca-golf.com, and use our promo code DSP10 for 10% off and free shipping. Do it today. Orca Golf, best choice in game.
Hey there, it's Colby Sapp. I'm here to talk to you about the Highlands Performance Golf Center, North Dallas's premier golf practicing facility. Practicing? If you're practicing, you're going to need some things like, a premier golf practice facility. So what goes into a premier golf practice facility? It's 65 plus. That means more than 65 grass tees, 2 practice putting surfaces, a short game area, an indoor putting studio, and an 18-hole mini golf course. But wait, there's more. You can also take advantage of their PGA teaching pros. Get your golf game the level up that you so desperately need. What if it's raining? That's a good question, Tito. Well, they've got covered tees, Tito. Also, if it's cold, they've got heated tees, Tito. So take your game or your Tito out to Highlands Performance Golf Center. And if you need internets, well, highlandspgc.com. Go there, get your golf game right. Going to the Highlands Performance Golf Center. See you later, Tito. And also you too. Or if you're sitting with Tito. Horrible dismount. It's a commercial. End.
Hey, listeners, make sure you check out the brand new FanStream Sports in-studio text line. You can reach us during any of our live shows or 24/7 at 214-937-0569. That's 214-937-0569. Text us 24/7, day or night, and we'll reply to you and make you part of the show.
Coming back at you.
Now, more FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to the show. I'm IndyCarTim. That is Johnny the Gerb man, Gerber baby, Gerb. And we're wrapping things up here on From the Rough.
Please don't ever introduce me like that again.
Well, we've got about 80 different nicknames for you. I'm just trying to combine all of them so we can get them all.
Please don't do that. That'd be great. That'd be great.
Which one did you not approve of? The Gerb man or baby Gerber?
Yes.
Well, that's just going to make us use them even more.
No, I thank you.
We'll have to put some of those on some promos for the show.
You think I could send a comment card to the boss there and tell them not to please?
Yeah.
if you send me the address to the studio, because I apparently I don't know where it is anymore. So.
I don't know why you would. You've never been here. Let's get into our expert picks, shall we? My picks, again, are usually for, entertainment. Johnny likes to get a good laugh at my picks, and he doesn't know what they are this week because I didn't send them to him yet.
Thank God. Thank you.
Actually, you know what? I didn't look up the odds for my two here, or I did not record them on the run sheet. But
it doesn't matter. They're not winning.
It doesn't matter. So we won't give you the odds.
No.
I do have for my winner, one of the Kims, Mr. Tom Kim. I have for my winner this week.
There's like 40 Kims in the field this week, so we'll.
All right, careful.
Yeah, there is.
We don't need a Hank Haney moment here, okay?
Yeah, right.
And then I've got the other Kim, one of the other Kims in my top 10, Siwoo Kim.
Okay.
I like both those guys. And then in my top 20, I like JJ Spawn.
He might as well be a Kim too.
He might as well. I mean, you mentioned the my ethnic picks this week. I mean, it wasn't intentional. It's just what I found. Johnny's picks brought to you as they often are, as they always are, by Golf Central Magazine over at golfcentralmag.com. Go check out the latest issue. It is the April issue. Currently, you can get it free online, and go check out the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, and my favorite feature, the Cart Girl of the Month.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to make contact with every Cart Girl of the Month for the entire year. See if we can string together something for me.
You're about halfway there. You got a few. I
know. I got a few, and we're going to try to run the table on them as we go through December here. But Johnny's picks.
Can you X that out, please? Is there any way you can just?
I don't think I can do that.
Okay, all right.
Well, let's take a look at Johnny's picks here on the screen for everybody.
After that dismount for him, I'm not really sure if I can run the table here like Tim wants to do with the Cart Girls. But I'm gonna try to run some table on the picks this week, guys. Hey,
all right.
We had a little solid week last week, but knowing Tim's picks, and they're neither of them on our board, I feel really good about this week.
But you do have a Kim.
My first pick this week is Siwoo Kim at 35-1. His solid performance early in the part of the year, I think it's going to lend well for him coming here. He lives here now. Him and his sister, who's an LPGA Tour star, they live here in Dallas now. He plays and practices out there a lot. I think this is kind of a get-right week for him with kind of one of those short fields. Second pick this week is Seamus Powers at 38-1. If the weather gets a little spotty, a little windy, he's had some success here in the past. I think he's going to have a lot of success here playing this golf course with his past success. Third pick on the board this week, guys. Scott Stallings at 66-1. Pick up stick, 66. I'm there at 66-1. Good odds for him. Good opportunity. He's one of those grinders. Shorter field, not the big stars. He can play well. He kind of struggles maybe to get the lead towards the end, but maybe with the shorter field, not the superstars, you're going to feel a little bit more confident. Our long shot Hamm sandwich pick this week is a big long shot. When we have those triple digits on those long shots, man, stay tuned because we had one last year. We had one this year. Could be the week we have it this year at Pat's Desire. At 1-2-1. I really like that number. He's had some pretty good performance, not the big field like everybody says. So he feels like he can kind of dominate potentially a little bit, especially with his length. All the par fives are in play for him. Two top tens pick this week. I'm going to ride a little hot hand with Michael Kim at plus 475 to finish in that top 10. Obviously, great performance last week. I think he rides that momentum to a golf course that's not really, like I said, it's not, all the fans, and it's not really that big event. So he's going to feel a little bit more comfortable coming into this week, especially how well he played last week. Second top 10 pick this week, guys, is Christian Bezadenhout at plus 550. If a golf course is tailor-made for somebody, man, it's this guy. The guy hits the ball as far as anybody on the PGA Tour. Not a lot of rough out there. He's a really solid putter. I'm waiting for this guy to really break through on the PGA Tour. The guy's got more talent than as anybody on the tour. South African guy, used to this Bermuda grass, kind of used to this weather also. So look for this guy to have a lot of South African people live here in North Texas, and Dallas. So he's going to have a really a fan favorite, really out there, really good contingency watching him play a little bit of golf. So looking for a good performance for him. 2 top 20 picks this week as always. Justin Sutt plus 280. I'm just going to ride a little coattails with him. Look at this tournament. I think potentially it's going to have some of these guys that hadn't really won before, with the exception of Seamus Powers, and Scott Stallings. Not a lot of first-time winners on this board, man. I think these guys can jump up there, have our opportunity to do it. And our last top 20 pick this week, Davis Thompson plus 375, young and upping star on the PGA Tour. Look for him to have some good success this week and jump in that top 20.
So there you go. Make sure you look out for Johnny's picks each week, starting on Wednesday on all of the social media channels for From the Rough, at From the Rough PGA, at J Gerber PGA Pro, at IndyCarTim, as well as at FanStream DSP. And then, of course, on our Instagram channels, on the Facebook, and all of that great stuff, as well as, we announce them every Wednesday here for the upcoming tournament. And then make sure you check back on Saturday morning for the Saturday matchups, as well as Sunday for the Sunday matchups. We'll have all of those for you there. It's going to be a great weekend out here in McKinney. We're going to have a great day tomorrow. I have no doubt. And if I've got it in me, I may try to make it out Sunday. You never know.
Please don't knock on my door at 8 o'clock in the morning, ready to go out there. I mean, I'll be up, but
I won't.
I know.
Not at 8.
Yeah.
You just got to tell me when you're ready, and then I'll 15 minutes to your house from my house. So you just tell me when to be there.
With your last comment, running the table, and I'm really kind of scared of you taking you out there and you wanting to hit a golf ball and run out naked. So this could be our last show tonight. So just letting everybody know, could be our last show, or we're going to have some great stories over the weekend. Just to let y'all know.
We will have some. We may have to do a special show just on the stories that we have from the Nelson, and we're going to do
we'll do some videos out the golf course this week. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We'll post them, and listen, we're going to have some stories. Some of them good or bad, and some of you guys don't want to listen to them, and I prefer you don't. Nancy, you know who I'm talking about. So some of these things you might not want to listen to, but it's going to be a great week. Looking forward to it. Great opportunity to be out there and report you and I, man. Thanks to Central Magazine for giving us opportunity to be inside those ropes out there. So we're gonna have some great stories, some great new shows over the week, some new shows over the weekend to talk about our experiences, and good to have you out there this week for sure. You and I together, man. So we're gonna do that a little bit more throughout the year. You and I going out and doing some reporting. So it's gonna be a great week.
100%. I'm looking forward to it. Appreciate everybody that's made this one possible. Turf Life, Orca Golf at orca-golf.com. And of course, Golf Central Magazine over at golfcentralmag.com. We appreciate them. Johnny, I will see you in the morning. We will see the rest of you folks next week on Monday to recap the Byron Nelson. Until then, boys and girls, keep hitting them straight.